Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep. And in this video we'll be discussing the current events in the manga, such as debunking that Kaminari is the UA traitor theory, Twice's psychology in terms of why he may turn good, and lastly Hawk's role as a spy. I mean
Yusuf, I'ma let you finish, but I'm just have to say this, Hawks is one of the sexiest characters of all time. My guy is like Itachi.
I'll show you the entire truth.
I'm sorry guys, I had to troll you, but I wonder. Tell me what people are thinking around you, put it in the comment section below. But on a serious note, I'm giving the video back to Yusuf.
Now we start off in chapter 263 with Zero, Spider Tape Man, telling Minato to get up, but he responds by saying that the rear guard job is to catch anyone that slips past the front line. So going plus ultra would be an insult to the pro heroes, but Zero's like, nah fam, and he tells him again to get some balls like the one on his head. Now Jiro uses her hearing quirk to learn that the enemy is on the move, and the tiger looking hero tells everyone that while this operation has brought heroes together on an unprecedented scale, it is no reason to relax because they need everyone present to help with the massive threat they are about to face. Remember guys, this is all thanks to Hawks, as the intel he leaked informed the police force and Endeavor on how to invade Shiragaki's army. He kept informing the readers that the heroes have zero chance of winning unless they take the first step, so they were left with no choice. As we explained last week, the story now makes sense where all 4 invasions are happening at the same time to reduce the amount of risk, as the villains will be surprised and cannot retaliate as well. Essentially, Hawks is a genius with big brains. Anyways, speaking of scared little shits, Minato ain't the only one here. Let's talk about Kaminari, as he fears the whole situation due to his lack of self-confidence. Jiro even says that she isn't too worried about Tokiyami, but is more concerned for Kaminari. We move to the front lines where Kaminari and Tokiyami are, and boy oh boy, Kaminari yells that he wants to be with his friends rather than the front lines. Midnight tells him, snap out of it, boy.
I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Stewardess, please let me handle this.
I've got to get
Calm down. Now get back to your seat. I'll take care of this. Calm down. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Doctor, you're wanted on the phone.
She also adds they need his quirk, and to think of this position as helping out the heroes who don't have what it takes. Kaminari strongly disagrees with this statement, but Tokiyami tries to build his ego and gives him moral support by telling Kaminari that when they were practicing together with the guitar for the school festival, he found him amazing. Kaminari initially thinks that he's talking just about his guitar skills, but Tokiyami tries to explain himself properly, but gets rudely interrupted by Cementos as he uses his quirk to tear open the Paranormal Liberation Front's mansion. More likely, Tokiyami wanted to give a better insight to Kaminari's use of his quirk or mental fortitude. Now on that point, this whole situation with Kaminari being the traitor seems less and less likely in my opinion, unless he has a split personality I don't know about, or he just damn good at being an insider. Seriously guys, just the way Kaminari is being portrayed in this arc, especially when it comes to his relationship with Jiro, makes it near impossible for him to be the traitor. Like, why would he be the UA traitor spy if he's secretly in love with Jiro? That makes no sense. If you wanted to go in detail and debunk this theory on Kaminari being a traitor and discussing who it could really be, let us know in the comment section below, and make sure to smash that like button. Let's try to get over 10,000 likes. Join our community by hitting that notification button as we cover My Hero Academia on a weekly basis. Moving on, Skeptic, who noticed this invasion by the heroes, yells that the conference is cancelled and to warn the assembly hall. Basically, the Liberation is now on a defense and is reacting to the situation. One person with a noticeable scar on his forehead tells Skeptic that the heroes got them good, so they should shake things up a notch. They are ready to fight back. He seems like the commander in town. He steps forward and says that this attack is a result of them waiting for Shigaraki, so they should just get the whole thing started with the Liberation Revolution. But on a side note, this dude reminds me of King Bradley from Full Metal Alchemist. Like seriously, look at him man, is it just me? Like imagine King Bradley without the eye patch but with a scar on his forehead instead. Edgeshot yells to let no one escape because they are well trained and ready to give their lives for the cause, and to let anyone escape could lead them terrorizing other places, which is why they must fight back. This is all out war. Anyways, coming back to Kaminari, who needs encouragement, as we have to remember that these guys are only still 16 years old, so it makes sense that being dragged into a war is a bit much. Midnight does comfort him, saying that if he can't focus on random people elsewhere, he should think of the person who matters most to him. Kaminari turns around and looks behind him, stating internally that he wants to be with all of his friends. But come on guys, we all know that he really wants to be with Jiro. This ship is super strong. The paneling even goes back to her addressing him, saying, "Get it done, Charge Bolt." I swear Jiro probably is the best waifu for Electric Boy. I don't see anyone else matching these two since they both share an interest in instruments, and the foreshadowing for the ship was piling up anyways. The King Bradley looking dude declares that their numbers are insignificant because he will unleash his amply waltz current at full power. But my man doesn't know about the hero's secret weapon. Yeah, we're talking about Kaminari. He's going to eat that waltz up. Tokoyami watches Kaminari charge forward and thinks back to when they practiced together, how he heard himself strumming the guitar and he offered for them two to take a break. But Kaminari said they should keep going a little longer because he wants to help out Jiro any way he can with his performance. From this statement, Tokoyami deduced that Kaminari is a man who cares deeply for his friends from the bottom of his heart. So at the end of the day, caring for your friends counters the enemy's attack and he loses.
Of course!
Moving on to chapter 264, My Hero Academia really does make us feel empathetic towards Twice's character. I almost teared up for the dude. Like seriously man, I still have tears bottled up somewhere. Oh my god, this is so sad. I'm like, give me the tissue, man. Now the message from Horikoshi is pretty clear with the clashes of ideology that keeps occurring between the heroes and villains. My Hero Academia is exploring the concept of what actually makes a hero as people live lives with different circumstances and backgrounds. We start off with the heroes raiding the Liberation exit and entrance, and they cut off all communication and escape routes of the Gunga Mountain Villa, making the mansion the only escape route. Reed Destro's stress level hits the roof when he finds out the army of heroes are invading. I mean, his face looks like mine whenever I find out the manga is going on a break.
Oh no! Son of a bitch!
Hawks then explains to Twice on how he informed the heroes of all the intel by code, and it wasn't easy for him. Hawks tries to submit Twice with his feathers, telling him not to resist and he will capture him, handing Twice over to the authorities. Twice is super distraught and in emotional pain. He feels betrayed by Hawks and said he had to trust him due to Hawks giving his sob story or sharing his inner feelings. Twice ended up feeling sorry for Hawks, which allowed him to be manipulated. He believed Hawks was his friend and actually cared about him. Now balls, the prediction quirk was correct. As we explained in our chapter 260 video, that Twice will feel this emotional turmoil once he finds out Hawks betrayed him. This is because Twice actually starts having a crazy trip down memory lane, showing that all he wanted was friends that would trust him and ones that he could trust and rely on, along with remembering that something like this actually happened before with Overhaul. His friends ended up being hurt by mistake, and for this to happen again made Twice feel like he's going to lose all trust with his friends, which is pretty much the only thing right that was going on in his life. So it's not hard to imagine the mental breakdown Twice is having right now. And as Hawks witnesses Twice spiraling into madness, he tries to console him, telling Twice that he just got unlucky and he can start again after paying for his crimes. Hawks even said that he would personally help him start over and reassures Twice that he's a good person. But Twice gets pissed off and starts resisting Hawks' feathers, calling out that there is no such thing as a fresh start and he ain't interested. Hawks even goes as far to use Twice's real name to make him snap out of it, but Twice says that he doesn't care what happens to himself, showing us that he really has gone down too far into his depression and self-worth. In fact, one could argue that maybe Hawks planned for Twice to go back to his mental trauma so that his quirk will not be as overpowered. Hawks mentioned in chapter 258 that one of the real threats of the army is Twice himself, due to his ability being able to copy normals or even Shigaraki himself. This would also showcase the extreme heroes would go to achieve their objectives and ideologies just like the villains. Now Dabi is heading towards the fight and will declare this hypocrisy to Hawks. Not only that, Hawks mentioned himself in chapter 258 to Twice that he wants to live in a world where he can spread his wings freely, insinuating the idea that he wants to use his quirks freely and the reliance of heroes shouldn't be needed. Peace needs to be truly acquired for this to occur. The thin line of morality of what is right or wrong in a hero society is being explored, because in the eyes of Dabi and Twice, they really didn't do anything wrong since the heroes are the ones that put them in this position. Dabi mentions in this chapter, Twice, is not your fault, the heroes are to blame. Now remember, this is all linked back to Stain and his ideology on what he meant. The only true hero is All Might. Everyone else is fake due to their own self-interest. Stain keeps trying to get back to the plot, fam. My man's like,
Let me in! Let me in!
Dabi, for example, hates Endeavor due to Endeavor also choosing to be a hero and raising his family the way he did due to his own self-interest of surpassing All Might and the symbol of peace. Ultimately, Endeavor's action pushed and even broke Dabi to hate heroes and everything they stand for, once again showing the hypocrisy of heroes. Not once did Dabi, Twice, or any of the other villains experience the true worth of what heroes should be. Instead, time after time, it was showcased selfishness and pride to go along with it. Just think about it, when it comes to the interaction from the hero side to these villains, apart from All Might and even Deku to say, none of these heroes actually tried to be honest and open with the villains. In Twice's case, he just wants to protect his friends and has been foreshadowed already that he could possibly become a good guy. Due to chapter 229 to 232, Twice tells Mr. Compress how he overcame his trauma by stating he used love and courage. Another clone replies that a good villain would want to save his friends. Twice realizes that Hawk is just like him and they both believe each other that they are good-hearted people in chapter 258. Now, because of Twice's gullible nature and kind heart, as well as not forgetting that Twice is inspired from the Deadpool, who is an anti-hero character that has worked for the heroes in the past, it is not far-fetched to assume that he can have a change of heart. I mean, Twice doesn't even know why he's fighting in chapter 258. Now, the only thing he cares about is having friends and being loyal to them. In fact, Compress says his story fits more of a person that is a hero rather than a villain, which again emphasizes the fact that the morality of both parties is actually grey. So just like we said in other videos, the possibility of Twice becoming good could actually still happen. If Hawks is a true hero, he will still not give up on him. But if things continue the way they're going, Twice just might actually end up being one of the worst villains to be. Anyways, in chapter 264, Twice is ready to fight, but Hawks tells him he doesn't want to fight because he knows that Twice, unlike the other villains, needs help and isn't really evil like the others. Twice, losing all self-worth already, activates his quirk, saying that he's willing to trade his own soul for the League of Villains. We also have to remember that Dabi also trusted Hawks. In fact, he was the first person to interact with Hawks, so he must feel a sense of responsibility for all his blunder, along with the mental strife that Twice must be going through. As we saw in chapter 262, Hawks' identity as a spy has been exposed to the Liberation Army. Hawks was being monitored by the bugs planted on him mentioned in chapter 258. This is why it's so hard for him to transcribe the information to the heroes via code, as he stated to Twice. Now, Dabi's anger towards Hawks, calling out his hypocrisy, is highlighted through the big question the fanbase has: did Hawks kill Genius while being a spy? Because Hawks clearly showed to Dabi that he did indeed kill someone. Dabi argues that even if it's not Genius, the heroes did end up sacrificing a human to prove their loyalty to the Liberation Army, proving once again heroes can be just like the villains if it suits their agenda. Now, in our eyes, to fix this plot hole, if Hawks doesn't want to be a hypocrite, he probably told the Hero Commission about his trust issues with the League, and they probably got a dead body which looked like the Genius. Hawks then told Genius how much danger the PLF posed to the well-being of the world and made him play along in wrecking his apartment. However, you can argue when the police force gave Hawks this mission, they said not to care about anyone and ignore the victims it will create, thus putting imperative on completing the role of being a spy. So once again, that's even more evidence for Dabi and all the villains to argue that heroes will sacrifice anyone they want if it meets their ultimate goal, and that would actually make them look like a fake hero that Stain proclaimed. Anyways, towards the end of the chapter, Twice can be summed up with this one clip.
Any nigga that ever looked at me wrong owes me money, or ever said any jealous bullshit about me is fucking dead. You understand what the fuck I'm saying? Hey, they're fucking dead, man.
Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and make sure you're subscribed and ding that notification bell to follow us on our next chapter review. With that guys, we'll see you lot till next time.